I really want to be a part-time reseller, but I don't even know where to start.
I want to learn how to organize my reselling inventory.
I want to be a six-figure reseller.
I want to learn how to list on eBay.
I want to learn how resellers cross-list.
I want to surround myself with positive, like-minded resellers.
Oh, hey, you belong with the resellers of Consignment Chats. Come on, y'all, join us. Y'all, if that doesn't show you that Consignment Chats is for all resellers, everyone, we are not just about consignment. I don't know how else to tell you that. I don't know. I know our name says Consignment Chats. I know I welcome you every time. Hey, y'all, welcome to episode 188 of Consignment Chats. But ladies, we are not just consignment.
And that's a question we get a lot all the time, even when we're asked to speak or be on a podcast, like talk about consignment. And I think people are always shocked that we do way more than that. We're resellers. We're resellers.
We're resellers.
So
I say often that I do more reselling in my business than I do consignment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just our way of even telling you more. We all do both. We all do both.
I got this at a garage sale. Just saying.
She's a reseller.
Just saying.
I've been auction hopping now for a couple weeks.
Right?
Super into it. Just love it.
And y'all, I've been very jealous because I've been put on hold through our accountability that we offer at Consignment Chats. My sourcing has been put on hold by Samantha.
You shopped your storage unit the other day.
I'm sorry. I'm sourcing my storage unit. I get to source, but I'm sourcing my storage unit. So, accountability is yet another thing we offer to resellers. And it's something this reseller really needs is accountability. But I want to back up a step as we get into explaining to everybody why we're for resellers, and even more for resellers than consignment, I think, when you listen episode to episode to episode. But why do we stick with Consignment Chats as our name? What's the reason for Consignment Chats when really we are so reseller focused?
All right. So because here's what happens to every single reseller, right? What happens when, a reseller in our group, sometimes I've gotten a Friday night panicked call. I'm not mentioning any names, but
the list would be too long.
This guy, I have this awesome deal, or my cousin wants me to sell their comic book collection, or because the second you tell somebody you're a reseller, the first thing they usually say to you is, "Oh, I have stuff. Can you sell it for me?" That is a reselling problem, and that is solved by consignment. So, we're there when that happens. We're there to help you get ready when that happens. You're just going along, you're reselling life, doing your thing. It's going to happen. So I think it's important that we tell people that we are, we're experts in the field. We've done this for many years, and we're there to guide you when you're reselling and that happens. And we don't want to take that out of our name, because that is something we provide that is out there and that is really important that resellers master.
And y'all, I don't want you to think we haven't contemplated this. We have contemplated rebranding multiple times.
So many times.
Because we have so many people that come to us and say, well, I didn't realize that you were for all resellers. And we're like, we are. And we've contemplated, but every time we come back to our roots as to, no, we don't want to rebrand. We just want to get the message out there to have people understand that we are for all resellers. We don't want to rebrand because we found something that wasn't out there that we felt needed to be out there. This is something that people need to have a place when they search to question consignment. They need to know where to go, and that's us. We can help you with that.
Yes.
But it's not all that we are. It's just
and we're not going to push consignment either. I mean, we have so many community members that are just starting to resell. They're just starting to cross list. They're just starting a different part of their journey. And a lot of them don't do consignment, but we are here for when they need help or guidance to be consignment ready. and to guide them through that. Like, we will help with that. And in the meantime, we'll help with the regular reselling woes and things that they need for that.
Yeah. That was a really good explanation.
I'm going to go with a whole different idea here, and I hope I don't derail us by doing this. But I want us each to kind of like take a turn and talk about what is one of your favorite things that we as Consignment Chats offer to the reselling world. And think about that. Think about all the things that Consignment Chats encompasses, like all the things we do in and out of our days and weeks as a business. And I'm going to start because I already have it in my mind. I'm going to give you all a chance to think because I don't like to put people on the spot because I myself don't like to be put on the spot. So I am going to start with breaking down one of the things that I love that Consignment Chats offers to all resellers are our business boosting events. Our Listapaloozas.
Yes.
That's not consignment only. That is all resellers. We do Listapaloozas with prizes and things. People love it. It's a good community run event where we are working together to meet our listing goals as individuals and as a team. It is such a positive event and everybody loves it. I love that. Samantha's in the middle of a 10% challenge right now, growing your listings by 10%. We have all these different events that we offer. We have book clubs that are free. All these things that I'm telling you about, they're free and they're for all resellers. And the fact that these things are not, being recognized as a full any reseller's welcome business means we got to get the word out and do better about that.
Yes.
Right? So we offer all this. I'm going to say it again, free. And it's all business boosting, fun, together kind of things.
My favorite part about those events is
Mm-hmm.
when we do our come list with us and our live networking and all that, like our work together sessions. You hear so many things because people are like, oh, that person has a brick and mortar and I didn't know that you could do this, or oh, I didn't realize that I could list this online here, or Vendu does that. Oh, ListPerfectly does it like that. Like there's so many different things and different styles, and they all get to sit there and brainstorm and work together, and it is awesome.
Isn't it? And I mean, think about I love what you're pulling out in that. And then it makes me think about even just the smallest moments like that with an item. Like somebody will have an item and we're doing a live listing in the middle of one of these events, be like, I'm not quite sure what to do with this brooch. And then you've got somebody in there who's, shout out Nisha, who is a jewelry expert, and she's got your answer, exactly what that brooch is, how much you should list it for, and gives you great SEO search terms for it. I mean, that's just another addition to
sometimes Libby holds something up and she's like, hey guys, what do you think about this? And next thing you know, she sold 5 of them because everybody on there is like, I want one. I want the one that's fall themed. I want the one that's heart themed. I want the one that, and she's like, oh, okay.
And yes, y'all, Samantha's speaking of something that might have just happened this past week.
Yeah. Her first, she's like, do those still count as listings towards my goal if I already sold all 5 of them?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah.
Yep, we're going to count them. You just did all that work.
It counts and we're jealous. All right.
I might have been one of the people who bought something. That may have been me, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Oh my
anyway. All right. So, I'm going to go to, I need somebody else to jump in and tell me. Okay.
I'm so excited. My favorite part about what we do, there are so many. I love the accountability. And I know that's going to shock so many of you. But I love hearing people set their goals, helping them accomplish their goals, all the steps along the way, and just that weekly, sometimes daily check-in, depending on what kind of thing we're doing, but especially that weekly mastermind check-in of, this was your goal last week. Did you accomplish it? No? Okay. Then what was your hurdle? Or yes, you did. Awesome. How are you going to boost that up this week? Like, or are you maintaining? Or I just love like brainstorming the goals and making sure people reach them. And we've witnessed some amazing milestones along the way, and we
Oh
just
my gosh, yes.
we just celebrate like crazy.
We get the pom-poms get going, the woo-hoos. Yeah. And again, I want to go back, like that community part of it, that when you're doing the accountability, because yes, Samantha is our head of accountability for Consignment Chats. We're just going to call it. She is
That's my
executive chairman, head of accountability for Consignment Chats. But I love when you're going through that in our Patreon meetings and somebody is struggling with a hurdle and the positive, caring advice that comes from other members.
Yes.
It's just such a wonderful thing to see that we're all trying to grow our own businesses, but we all get very invested in helping others with their hurdles as we can. And it's always presented. I'm getting goosebumps right now, y'all. Seriously, if I could zoom in and show you, because
Please don't.
I love it so much that because everybody is so positive and uplifting and wants to see each other meet your goals. And that is something that I think speaks just so much about our community and about what you've got going with that accountability, Samantha.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a good balance between, did you list everything you wanted to list last week? And okay, why didn't you get there? Let's brainstorm this. Let's like you listed almost that, like good job. Like, yeah, it's a lot of I just love accountability and community.
Let me give me one of yours.
My absolute favorite thing is the growth we've seen in our members. Just being there for the journey, cheering each other on. Seeing it, See Chats Book Club, that's my baby. I love that. Having done this for so many years without a community, the growth I have seen in my business and other people's businesses as we, surround ourselves with like-minded people has been, well, I don't know, it's inspiring. It's exciting. To see somebody go from, and I get just as excited for the person that is just starting and as I do for the person that, upped their income by 20%, like with Samantha, to see how supportive the community is, right? Like when you have people that are, you're helping along, but then you also have people that are helping you along, and just seeing that growth. And we've seen, when I reflect on over the past couple years and the growth we've seen with some of our community members, it's just mind-boggling. Yeah.
And I want to hop in here real quick and clarify, when we talk about members, that does not mean you are paying for a membership. We do have Patreon with paid memberships that gives you more from us, more in-depth, more one-on-one, more 3-on-1, I guess. But it gives you more in different levels of Patreon. But that is not a lot of this when we talk about members. It is a member of our community. Subscribers, watchers, people in our free Patreon, people in our free Facebook community. You don't have to pay for that if you don't want to. I mean, if you want to, bring it on. We love that. We love getting more and more into it. But the more time we have with you, the more in depth we can get, which is why we offer those other aspects. But our free part offers so much.
We're able to be like in the paid parts, we're able to be like more candid. It's like more secure. Like we talk a lot about our numbers and things that we wouldn't put out on YouTube, right? Like this is, private, maybe a struggle we're having. It's private. So, if that is more appealing to you, that you can absolutely do that. But one of the questions we got was actually, what can I join? How do I join? Is there a barrier to entry? No. If you're a collaborative reseller and you're interested in a community, you're going to go to consignmentchats.com. From there, you can hook into our free private Facebook Facebook community and our free Patreon, and just sign up and get the notifications. Super simple. If you think you're interested in it, just do it. We'll be happy. As long as you're a collaborative reseller, we are very, very happy to have you. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Or what if you're just thinking about getting into reselling? Maybe I left somebody out there.
We have lots of members like that too. They know that they want to branch out into something. They've heard about reselling. There's tons of articles, especially since COVID, on it, and they just want to absorb, soak up more information, and decide what they want to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of episodes on YouTube and in podcast form that will help you with some of that information. We do a lot of tutorials that help you with the basics of getting started. I mean, that's why we say we are for all resellers. There are tutorials out there that show you simple things like how to set your store up for vacation time, how to list an item, how to cross list, how to use ListPerfectly cross listing, how to do so many things reselling. And that again is for all resellers, or all, even people who are contemplating and want to look a little more deeply into what process is involved in this that I'm contemplating doing. I really want to look a little deeper into what it looks like. We've got all that for you. So, and look at that. None of that even used the term consignment.
Right? Right. And we have so much of that stuff listed on the YouTube channels and in the playlists and that stuff. And then there's the other side of it, like I said, in our Patreon groups and some of the things that we do in there. Okay, well, we posted all these things about ListPerfectly and how we use it. But somebody might come in and say, well, I use Vendoo and I don't know if it can do, how do you do a CSV file in there? And one of our community members goes, oh, let me share my screen. And they show you how to download a CSV file from Vendoo. Or like, there's just so many different things and different people in there with business models that can help each other, even if we aren't doing that process at the time.
Somebody else in our group most likely is. So we have so many experts in different places in our community, don't we? That are experts.
I don't think we need to use the quotes. I think we have legit experts.
I'm very iffy about.
I know you don't like that term.
I don't like the term. I think it gets thrown around way too much nowadays with social media. But that's a whole nother.
We got a lot of gosh darn smart people. That's what we got.
Experienced, smart, happy people willing to share and help. Yes. So, I mean, we organizing your inventory, how to list on eBay. I mean, just so many things. So.
I mean, and down to the basics of how to get started.
Yeah.
Where do you start? Sometimes when you're looking at this, you don't even know what the first step you take is. We gotcha. We got a video for that.
I've heard. And if we don't have a video for something you want to know about, you just put that in the comments of one of our things, or send us an email. Let us know. Ask us, and we will make a video if we, or find somebody who is an expert in the field. If we're not, to make a video for that to help you through that. So, yeah.
And all right. So one of the things that our community members loves that we keep is the fact when we do spotlights, right? Like, we're generally not doing spotlights on the same people that everyone else is doing a spotlight on. We're highlighting different businesses, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback on that, right? We're taking, like, I'm just thinking of Mama G in Wisconsin, right?
That was my first thought, that mom and pop brick and mortar in the middle of nowhere, Midwest. And we're spotlighting her awesome business model. Oh, yes. Those are the kinds of people.
Yeah. So we love that. If you were out there and you're thinking, oh, that might be me, we want you, like, we want to hear what you're doing. There are so many small businesses out there doing just absolutely beautiful, amazing things. Her story was, oh gosh, so inspiring and so fun. And so full of knowledge that I was really glad we got to bring her to you. So
for sure.
If you're currently reselling out of like a van or a motorhome or a small space, I would like to hear from you. I need some guidance in where my life is going in the next couple years. And I would like you resellers to help me with that. Please.
that would be a really fun one.
We're all, yes, we would love to get information. Samantha and I both get in these like modes of travel and what we want to do. And we may or may not be adding some technology to our consignment chats videos coming up soon to do more and more of the fun kind of on the road sourcing kind of thing. So yeah.
I'll just stay home and hold the fort down, folks. Don't worry about
We're
that.
going to stay home and hold the fort down. Nick and I have always had this dream that before we got married, one of our lifelong things was, excuse me, he grew up in Olympia, Washington. Literally, his house is right there on Capitol grounds. You see the dome from, the Capitol building. So he wanted to see all the capitals of the U.S. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
And mine was always to say I'd visited every state.
Right.
So we always said, well, when we get older, we're going to retire, get a motorhome, and we're just going to do it. We're going to hit every capital of every state, and we'll knock our bucket list off. Well, now, as I got older and got into the reselling business, it's changed a little. Like, what if we did this on the road and we did reselling and we did all the states and all the capitals? So we have this long-term like dream now that we're going to incorporate all of this into this big journey. But we have a smaller version of that we're planning to start through CChat. So stay tuned, my reselling friends.
Yes.
And we might even get sidekick Samantha and her husband on that too.
Yes.
Their version of it. So if you're somebody who likes to watch those kind of videos like I do of people actually outsourcing their items, stay tuned. We've got some up now, but there are more to come.
Yeah.
More to come. I got to get through my money mountain in my storage shed, and then that's when my husband's given me permission to unleash the travels. So
there you go.
All right. Any other things we can think of that we need to tell our friends that are questioning, is this the right place for me as a reseller? I mean, we have said yes.
I mean, if you're questioning it, try it out. It's free. Try it out. See if see if it works for you, if it's a good fit.
Consignment.
You can remove us or whatever, but try it out. Yeah.
Consignment is in our title, but it is definitely not all that we are. It is a portion of what we do. We are going to keep it in our name because we have other things that we do based on consignment that we help with that, that is part of what we are experts in. I said expert. But we are, I would say the majority, if you go through all of our episodes of everything, the majority of what we do is all reseller based.
Yep. And that's why a lot of times we refer to ourselves as C-chats, right? When we're doing reseller things, we say C-chats. Because consignment, I
just say exactly
it's a very scary word.
Right? And then people are shocked when I'm like, I went to an auction last week. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then I went to Goodwill the next day. And I didn't buy anything at Goodwill. So I went to an Amazon bin store next door. And they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah. Then I came home and I listed consignment. Like, I do it all. It's all here.
We do it all.
We do it all. And we can show you how to balance it too.
We can show you how to balance it. I'm going to go back to the more you know.
The more you know.
All right, ladies. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Look at that. Nobody stopped it. Nobody interrupted.
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we build a resourceful community of collaborative resellers. This podcast is sponsored by ListPerfectly. To join our free private communities on Facebook and Patreon, and for all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com.